It is what it is. They
They,
are.
they don't let nurses from home either.
What's that? What's
They don't
that?
work from home either.
Right. Good
No.
evening. We are now, this is the Revere Commission Disabilities March 12th Commission meeting. If we could please salute the flag, I greatly appreciate it. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If we could do a roll call of the members, I greatly appreciate it.
Certainly can. So Ralph DeChico is
Present.
Pauline Perno is present. Mario Gramanis,
Present.
Jason Varone,
Present.
Ellie Vargas.
Ellie's supposed to be joining us, but I haven't heard if there's any situation with the internet. So hopefully Ellie will be joining us shortly.
Okay.
I also wanted to acknowledge that Councilor Bobby Hass is joining us on our meeting. So thank you, Councilor Hass, for joining us.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me.
Hi, Bob.
Hello.
Okay. So once Ellie joins us, I will let you know in case you don't see
Okay.
that notification. So item one is a motion to approve the meeting minutes from our February 13th meeting. I had sent everyone out the meeting notes from last month's agenda last Friday. So if everyone had a chance to take a look at it, if anybody had any questions or if anything is missing on it, please let me know. If there's no questions or any issues with it, if someone could kindly make a motion to accept.
Motion to accept.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. So Jason made the motion to accept. And Mario seconded. Okay. As you've seen on the agenda, item number 2, we don't have a guest speaker for this month. So we're just going to go over to item number 3. And item number 3 on our agenda is updates and next steps from our February 13th meeting. The first thing on that is updates from Pauline regarding calendar, future monthly guest speakers. And if she has any information on that, if you want to just let us know.
I do have updates. So I'm still waiting on Camp Arrowhead. I have yet reached out to them again because I really would like them to join us on one of these. So I'm waiting to hear back. I also reached out to the New Balance Adaptive Sports at Franciscan. I emailed him and I got an auto-generated that said that it was received. So I'm waiting to hear back from them as well. I did a little bit more investigation and I was going to reach out to these 2 women, but I'd like everybody's opinion because I'm almost wondering if it should be bumped over to in conjunction with CPAC. It's 2 women, they're sisters, Gina Gallagher and Patricia Tarasi, and they wrote a book called Shut Up About Your Perfect Kid, and it's a survival guide for ordinary parents of special children. They both have special needs children. One has 2 children, one has 1. And I was watching snippets and clippets, and they do like global guest speaking, but it kind of didn't fit in with what we would do here. I think they're much more involved than the time frame that we have. Not that we don't get involved, but that the time frame. So I'm wondering if anyone would like, I will put in. I don't have the link. I can't do it. I don't have a computer yet. But it's called Shut Up About Your Perfect Kid. And if you Google search that, it will come right up. And they have a couple of things on YouTube. They're quite dynamic. I don't know if there's a fee involved, but people kind of listen to that. If we could maybe regroup next month and get your opinion, I think that it would be worth reaching out to these 2 women. So that's where I'm at. I do also have a couple of other leads that I'm looking at. So I will keep you guys apprised and hopefully everybody keep your fingers crossed that we can either get 1 and or 2 of these folks from Camp Arrowhead and New Balance to join us as we're approaching the lovely spring season. And
Okay.
those.
I appreciate it.
Okay.
Next on it's coincidentally, Councilor Hass is on the call right now. So the next item was if there was any update on the communication with Councilor Hass regarding the Somerville Snow Program and any ideas we mentioned at our last meeting.
Yes, we've been in communication, and as I explained to Councilor House, my internet, I've 567 emails backlogged, so I ended up texting, and we've had a preliminary text, and we'll go from there. But I also have other investigative information. So, Councilor Hass, if you'd like to chime in, and we can join forces and move on with this.
Thanks, Pauline. I'm really looking forward to working with you and Ralph, and I hope that this is a program that we can get going for next winter, hopefully, and or for just the cold weather months for our senior and disabled residents. And I'm looking forward to meeting with you, Ralph, and Councilor Sawaya, and like you said, joining forces and hopefully bringing this program to light.
Yeah, like you said, there's a lot of like the Snow Angels program is great. We really want to see how Somerville, if we find out how Somerville works it, because there are people of needs, and what the program should do is if there's an able-bodied person in that house, that those are the ones that should be the ones that are cleaning the snow. If there's a tenant in the house, these programs should be for someone that does not have anybody in that house at all to do it. And not to say that things have slipped through the cracks or whatnot, but it's good to see how other cities such as Somerville have done that program that they have started. If we want to try and do something like that, because we want to make sure that the people that really do need it and don't have anyone are the people that we want to reach out to. They don't have the money, and they don't have an able-bodied person in their home to do it. Because those are the people that we want to do it and that are here year round. You don't want to assume anything, but that's needless to say that sometimes can happen. So we want to make sure we do it and we do it right.
Totally agree, Ralph. Thanks so much. And this is something I thought about when I started working at the senior center 3.5 years ago. I'm no longer employed there, but this is something that I had thought about, and I know you and Pauline had said that you guys have both been talking about this and working on this for some time, but it wasn't really until I saw that Somerville launched this that I thought this would be something that we could actually see through, because a city of that size, and it was inspiring that they implemented that, and I look forward to hearing more about that from what Pauline found out.
Yeah, because I believe it's grant funded. It doesn't take it's not paid for by any city services or any taxpayer money. That's why Somerville would be the great asset to talk to, because it is great. It is a grant funded program, and like I said, there's other cities and towns that do other programs that wanted to, if we can get something off the ground more than just for the winter time. They have programs to get the community, the young adults, the teenagers, to be more involved with their community, with their seniors. There's to be a partnership with the high school. There's a bunch of different things that can be done.
I was surprised. I looked into how many other communities are doing something such as the snow removal and the seasonal, and I found out there's quite a few communities in this area in the North Shore that are doing some form of the partnership between the youth centers and the elderly / disabled community. But I'm also seeing that they are doing more than just the winter seasonal. It's the summertime or the springtime getting yard cleanups done. Some communities I was reading, and I don't remember whether it was one of the smaller communities further up north, that they have their students doing once a week, on the trash day, making sure that the barrels are put out, making sure that they're all set up. Things such as that. And that again comes, and it's going to start stemming from, maybe doing, once we really get this solidified and on the ground, maybe looking into transitioning it as well into a smaller scale at the younger level. There's no reason that your elementary and middle school students couldn't get involved as well, and then you kick it off into the Beautify Revere and roll it into that piece of it. We might be talking eventually down the road going a four seasonal and not just the winter time. And I would like to see that eventually come out of all this if possible. I know that, we do have the snow angels, and I think that we do have to at some point sit down with JROTC that we're not treading on their feet as well, to delineate, what their program entails. And I do know more about their program than the other. But something such as that as we go forth. So it sounds exciting, and it sounds like something that is very, very doable. So looking forward to moving ahead.
Yeah, definitely.
Totally
We also
agree on the, I totally agree on the four seasons approach as well, because when I was at the senior center, that was another huge issue for seniors that lived alone, and that was lawn bags and raking leaves and things like yard cleanups and things like that.
Yeah, and it's not only to do work, it's also for social engagement for seniors that are by themselves and disabled residents
Yeah.
that are by themselves, to get them social interaction with young adults. So it'd be beneficial for both the young adult and both for the senior or the disabled resident. More civic engagement for both parts.
System, or a check-in system. I know that years ago, when my kids were very, very small, now they're out of high school and everything, but there were a few elderly people in my neighborhood, and that was kind of my way of checking on them, just to make sure that they were okay as I was, shoveling my driveway, shoveling their driveway, their walkway, that sort of thing. So it's also a good check-in. It's also, helping to solidify the whole thing about, regardless of where you live, whether it's a town of 200 or a city of 200,000, that you can know your neighbor, you can know someone in your community. You can still care about people. People aren't going to look at you differently because you do care. And so I think that's important to try to reinstill that into generation.
And the main thing is doesn't have to be because they're doing it to get paid.
Right.
That's the main thing. It's not to get paid. It's just for the interaction.
Yep.
That's the main thing.
I see it as all positive. So I think we're going for the right direction, and I'm excited.
Right. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. And Councilor Hess, I've had conversations with him in the past, and he will make sure that we are included in any meetings and communications with the administration on that.
Great.
Happy to hear that, Ralph. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Item number 3, we just went, so we will go to actually I just want to make sure that Mario or Jason don't have any comments on that or any questions or anything before I move on.
No, I think we're good. Just keep us posted.
Yep, definitely. Item number 4 is just a reminder regarding the survey. As part of the grant received by the ADA Corner and Public Health Department, we're asking for your help to fill out a survey regarding the George V. Colella Community Center at the Garfield School. We're looking to target seniors, people and families with disabilities, and people within the Garfield School. That the George V. Colella Center is located within the Garfield School at 176 Garfield Ave and is operated by the Parks and Recreation Department. The community center features a swimming pool and many more programs and activities. If you are a Revere resident, we need your help in completing the survey to understand your needs. Your feedback is greatly appreciated and matters to us. The survey is going to be open until the end of the day on March 18th, which is next Monday. I have the links, and there are now QR codes that can be scanned, and they can be found on the meeting agenda, which was posted on the city calendar, and is also the meeting agenda is also posted on the City of Revere's disability page. Under today's agenda, it's there. I was going to try and pull it up on our meeting tonight, but I have a different laptop with me now, so I don't have a screenshot of it. And if I was to put the paper in front of my camera, it wouldn't look good right now. So I do not have PDF of it on this laptop to be able to share it. But there are QR codes that can now be scanned for all 4 languages for the survey to be filled out. There's basically 16 questions. Most of them are fill in the blank. There's just 2 questions at the end that you can fill in any information if you wanted to. So we're just moving along on that survey, and there's just about another week for that, and it will be completed. We also are moving along on that project to try and find some areas of need for that by what we find in the surveys that people think of accessibility issues or any other issues that they see with the community center. From a lot of the responses that we are getting back, a lot of the people don't really realize that there is a community center in the Garfield School, nonetheless that there is a pool at the Garfield School. So it was great to do this outreach to let people, even though if they don't want to fill out the survey, we're still telling them about it. So that's beneficial in that way. So item number 5 is the CODA, Commission on Disabilities Alliance. That's put on by the Disability Policy Consortium's monthly Zoom meeting, which happened on last Wednesday, March 6th. There was just a couple of things that were discussed. Various COD commissions discussed the MOD grant program, specifically if anyone knew why a city or town is awarded or denied. A couple of things that did come out of that is usually the MOD, which stands for the Mass Office on Disabilities, every year in the beginning of the fall, they offer cities and towns to apply for a grant. It's 2 things. It's either what they call a planning grant or a project grant. The project grant has to be a shovel-ready project that you're applying for, and it's usually the grant applications open usually at sometime in September, and they're due usually sometime in October or beginning of November. The issue with that grant process is they're usually not awarded until the end of December, like after the holiday. And if you are fortunate to be granted a grant, no pun intended, you only have till the end of the fiscal year to have your project completed, done, and money spent, which means that is June 30th of that fiscal year. So there's a lot of time constraints in trying to get it done. As people may or may not know, it takes a lot of time if you're doing a project that you have to get, especially in a municipality, the process that you have to put things out to bid, RFPs and whatnot. So it's a lengthy process, and it's very tough to get something done in that time frame. And also what had happened this past year is they still had the same time constraints that the grant applications were due, I want to say sometime October, November. But unfortunately, the grants weren't awarded until almost the middle to the end of January this year. So the cities and town, and they do not offer extensions. So the cities and towns that awarded those grants now had less than 5 months to have that money allocated. So what came out of that is that the state now is looking to change that process, and the grant applications are going to be coming out, I believe, in April, and they're going to try and award the grants in the beginning of the fall. We hope, because when I seen that they were going to be awarding doing that grant application process in April, I said, well, hopefully it's still not going to be awarded in the late fall again, because that wouldn't do any good if you get the application and it's still not awarded. The best thing is the sooner that they can let the cities and towns know if they're awarded the grant, the better it is, because it gives you more time. It is very, very tough to try and spend the funds and get a project off the ground and completed in that time frame. So it's going to be a process that's going to be a little bit of a help to municipalities. So I don't know if anybody has any questions on that, or if anybody wants to elaborate on that.
I wonder if we can I'm wondering if there's a way through the legislature that they can get an exception put in somewhere, just temporary, just because that's unreasonable expectation. Granted that, because things were so late, something done, um, right away. It's something was definitely done way late. At this point, so I don't. There's got to be. It's probably not a typical situation. I'm just wondering if there's a way around that, because maybe there's a way to.
Well, the main reason too is that money that they have in that grant is allocated in the state's fiscal year's budget.
Right,
So,
but you can't ask
yeah.
somebody and you and I know that contractors get involved, especially when you're talking about something of that nature, and there's multiple levels involved. That is an unreasonable. It's hard enough when you own a home and getting contractors straightened out and getting approvals from a city to do something if it goes beyond the norm of, especially to get up to code. So there are ways to get around things like that. They have a way to keep the budget so they can, it would require, I'm guessing, that some sort of special passage, of some sort, just to, because now they've cut you guys at the knees, so to speak. Because now we're talking, look at where we're at right now. There's no way I can guarantee you, unless this gets on the ground right now, and you have contractors that are willing to jump to the part, and then you're going to have to push, and I mean push, the city folks that have to approve each step. When you build a house, it's the same way, but the difference in the house level is this is a contractor that is putting out their own money. You're talking grants here, and you need this done. So I would be prepared. You're probably going to be pushing people. There's got to be a way to do something about that. I find that very difficult. And they purposely, it's like they waited too long to do that, and it just seems like somebody dropped the ball somewhere. Is what it sounds like to me.
Yeah,
because they should have been already done. They're held to standards. These people work; they are state employees, so there is a process for their job as it is evaluated each year. So if that's part of their job, then somebody failed and needs to be reprimanded. I'm not normally one to say that, but this is,
Right.
Somebody fell very short. Robert, I'm sure, can do more digging than I could at the moment. I'm a state employee, but I don't have the patience to call them. I can't even get the governor's office to call me back. So, legitimately, and I need it. It takes a while to get stuff done, but that just seems unreasonable expectation, and I think there could be an exception granted somewhere.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's why we have there's a meeting in within the next couple of weeks about the whole new procurement process for the applications that I'm having. So I'm hoping a lot of these questions are going to be coming up with them, with that about the whole new process, and if they're going to be putting anything into it, if anything like this happens again.
Yeah. Robert, is there any way that you could check on the Senate or House side and see if there's a way they can put something in temporary? I just think the chances of getting this done by June 30th, and I'm just being straight up and honest, the way that things are starting to pick up for spring, contractors get very busy. And then the city, you know how it is when it comes to inspectors. And I'm just trying to be polite, but very straight.
And this is it's unfortunately it's not going to be a problem that we have because we didn't apply for a grant this year, but a lot of the cities and towns that did. Depending upon if it's a small grant, it depends on what type of a grant they're going after too. A lot of the cities and towns, what they would do is they would get a planning grant first for this year, so that they can hire the architect to do the drawings or whatnot, and then they would go for in the shovel grants. Is what they try and do. They try and do it as a two.
I thought you went for, but I thought that was the whole point of what we just did.
No, mine's different. Mine's a different one. This is an MOD. This is a Mass Office of Disability yearly grant that they have. This is a totally different grant. My grant from DPH is totally different.
Good. So they should. Okay. Better chance.
So mine's all set. Yeah. But this is something totally different.
But still bad for that teams. But that's still bad.
Yeah. It's just for the people that just were awarded that grant from MOD that was supposed to be awarded late last year. They just didn't get it till the beginning of this year. And because of the fiscal year, they have to have those funds allocated and spent by the end of the fiscal year. That's why we were discussing it at the monthly quota, because some of the city towns that were awarded it were trying to figure out how they're going to get it done. So that was there. The next issue that we had at the quota was COD commission members had questions along with some discussions regarding if cities and towns offer transportation services for people with disabilities to the polls on election days, along with why and why not. A couple of us members that brought up that we did discuss this at a past quota meeting, and it was brought up that cities and towns do not personally offer rides to the polls, but candidates usually do. Because what happens is if cities and towns, number one, and you would have to offer it to everyone, and it can get costly, and not only costly, just the logistics of it can be difficult. So that's what a couple of the towns would said about it, and that's why they said usually political campaigns are candidates usually for a ride to the poll for free. You call their number and they usually handle it, and that was done mostly through a lot of municipalities, and that's what it was done. So that's what the discussion was that, and we in the members said that we had a lengthy discussion with this a few meetings ago. So that's basically what was said at the on that for CODA. Item number 6 was the CPAC February-March events. Update was provided by Julie Brown, who's the president of CPAC. At their last CPAC meeting, discussions were had on the start of their document archive list that lists resources available in our community for CPAC members and other households dealing with disabilities. And they also provided a link that I have in the meeting agenda, which will also be in the meeting note, as a point of information. When the I believe this was done in time. I got the this a little late, but I think I did get this out in time to go out on the agenda. So the link for that information is provided in the agenda, and it will also be on the meeting notes at the end. Also, the next CPAC meeting is on March 28th at 6 p.m. at the Revere Learning Commons, and we'll have a Zoom link option. Flyers will be distributed shortly. As soon as they get them, I believe they will be probably sending them out to the school liaisons. And if I get the information, time for, well, actually, it won't be in time for our next meeting, but if I get it, I will try and disseminate it to my Commission on Disability members so that they can give it to anyone that they feel would benefit from it. The meeting is going to focus on inclusion opportunities within our community. Also, they're working on scheduling the April-June trainings, and will include Know Your Rights training, the new IEP process, and conservatorships. So that's what they'll be working on. And I thank Julie for getting this information to us so that we can continue updating the residents of Revere on the goings and happenings of the CPAC group. I don't know if anyone has any questions on that, or pretty much, Pauline, all the information I believe should be there on that, which makes it easier.
Yes.
I think, now that it's there, I remember I got it right before I was able to post it, so I got it in time.
Great.
Item number 7 is we applied through the Commission on Disabilities and ADA, my ADA rule. We applied for a grant to Save the Harbor, Save the Bay. And if we are awarded this grant, we were planning an event called All Abilities Day at the beach. This would take place one day in the summer at Revere Beach. This event would be similar to the one that Triangle Inc. has held for the past several years at Constitution Beach in East Boston. Unfortunately, Triangle Triangle Inc. is not going to be able to run this event themselves, but are willing to be a consultant on it with me to help and offer anything that is needed. So I'm looking forward that hopefully we will be awarded this grant. I've also been in communication with DCR and the correct departments to talk about getting equipment to the beach, mobility chairs, mobility mats, and so forth. I believe the grant awardees will be notified. I believe it's the first week of April. So hopefully by the time of our next commission meeting, I will know if we are awarded this grant, and then I can start the process of moving forward to get this done. So I'm not sure if anyone on this commission knows about that event that Triangle puts on every year at Constitution Beach, but it's a really great time. I've had discussions with the Parks and Rec department. If we're awarded this grant, they're going to partner with us and help us on that. Give us some of their summer youth workers to help us with it, and we can go from there. The main part is I've done the initial work on it, but the big planning will come after if we are awarded the grant. So I don't know if anybody has any questions on that. And I will be looking to Counselor Haas to help out with that in his new role. With his current role and his new role. Anyone else have any questions or comments, or is anyone familiar with that event that takes place at Constitution Beach in East Boston every year?
I've seen the write-ups on it and everything. I've never been to one, but I'm hoping I'll keep everything crossed that we do get that. I think that would be a huge, huge event to bring to the city. And it may be something that, we could work off of after that, but I will keep everything crossed.
Yeah,
Sounds
my big thing in the grant is Revere Beach is recognized as the first national beach. Why
Yep.
not put an event like this at the first national beach? It would be a great event to have here in Revere at the nation's first public national beach. And what it is people have to register in advance for it to be able to partake in it, and we would have to get permits through DCR and all that. But I'm willing to get all that done once if I get the approval to the grant. If I don't get the approval to the grant, I'll see about other avenues and what can be done. But it's just a couple of the things that I've been working on. Number 8 is commission members' late items or information. I'm not sure if any commission members have any late items or any information that they want to pass on. Seeing none, hearing none, I'll move on to item number 9. Item number 9 is any residents' concerns or issues. I haven't gotten any residents' concerns or issues. I don't know if any other members have received any concerns or issues from anyone.
I received any concerns, but I did not visualize this firsthand. This was secondary knowledge to me. Just a reminder, there's an individual who utilizes a wheelchair. She has a service dog that is trained and is identifiable. We've had some issues of dogs getting loose in our neighborhood. One puppy, it was a puppy, but it's a larger size puppy, tried to pick a fight with the service dog. Service dog stayed in control. My concern was, if that puppy starts jumping, I mean, the individual in the wheelchair is a smaller individual, not a child, but a smaller adult. We need to really be aware out there that if you own a dog, if mind where your dog is, because this could have really been an incident that this individual could have ended up on the ground. Service dog again stayed in control, but that puppy was certainly out of control. It escaped from its yard, was not properly fenced in. So just as a reminder, if you are a dog owner, and I am a dog owner, I have a very large dog, I know where she is at all times because of that very big potential of a problem brewing. So again, it didn't come to my attention by a person, but I was given the information secondhand.
Thank you. And if I'm not mistaken too, a service animal is trained not to fight back and to stay with their person. So they won't fight back and they won't escalate. So that,
And
as
from
you
what
said,
this particular service dog did stay in control.
yeah, because that
But
could have been a very bad situation.
yeah, especially, you've got someone crossing a street, especially a very busy street that, we do have sidewalks, we do have crosswalks, but, people aren't always kind. So
Yeah.
bear in mind, people.
Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Appreciate for that information. Hopefully that resonates with a lot of residents, both people that have service animals and people that don't have service animals, because it's the benefits. It's for the benefit of everyone. Okay. Anyone else have anything? Item number 10 is next steps. The only next step that I have is to keep everyone updated as to if we receive any grants. I just lost my Zoom for a minute. Second. Also,
I'll keep you updated if I hear back from anybody.
calendar updates.
Yes, speaking, I'm trying to work ahead to get people lined up. So if I find anything very near future, I will let you know ASAP.
Okay, all right. Um, Item number 11 is our monthly reminder. If Vice Co-Chair Ms. Perno would like to read that for me.
I would be happy to. So the Commission on Disabilities office number is 781-286-8267. Residents can also call Revere 311 directly and speak to their staff Monday through Friday. They will answer most questions, but if they are unable to, or if you want to speak to our department directly or schedule an appointment, please ask to be transferred to the disability office. If we are unavailable, please leave a detailed message and someone will get back to you as soon as possible. As always, please tell us if you want something discussed or added to our monthly meeting agenda. You can let us know if you would like to speak on any issue or concern. The Commission is here to help you and assist all the disabled residents and families of Revere.
Thank you. Before we ask for a motion to adjourn, our next meeting via Zoom will be Tuesday, April 9th, 2024, at 6 p.m. I neglected to say, I believe we are in, what is the holiday that we're in right now? Is Ramadan?
Yes, we are.
So we want to wish all the community that celebrates Ramadan a happy Ramadan. Also, Easter will be coming, so we want to wish that community a happy Easter. Am I forgetting anything, Pauline?
I do not believe so. I'm not sure when Passover.
Yeah, it doesn't fall the same time as Easter this year.
I think it's actually coincidental with the Orthodox Easter, which for anyone who celebrates that will be happening in May.
Yeah,
Very-
it's later. Yeah, it's later this year, right, Mario?
Yeah, I think it is. I'm not really sure. I think it is in May.
Okay.
May.
I don't
Only
And,
want.
but
Because
we
I
also
gotta-
have to remember St. Patrick's Day. Don't forget that. That's
Oh, can't
Yeah.
forget that. Can't do that. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yes.
I changed my name to Ode to Chico.
I don't think
But
there's
There you go.
we like to make sure that we include everyone at our meetings. So I forgot to mention that at the beginning of the meeting, and I'm kicking myself for that. I also want to thank Counselor Hass for joining us at our meeting. We really appreciate it, and know that we're here for any questions or concerns, or if you know any residents that have any questions, to please feel free to reach out to us anytime.
Absolutely. Thanks so much. Have a
Thank
good night, everyone.
everyone. Have a good night
As
now.
well.
Night, bye.
Motion to adjourn.
And motion to adjourn. So sorry.
I'll
All right,
motion.
thank you. My apologies.
That's
I thought I
okay.
did the motion to adjourn. Sorry.